All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We are so glad that you could join us for Beyond Traditional Learning, Leveraging AI to Advance Inclusive Education for Students with Disabilities and Marginalized Communities. My name is Diane John, and I am a 2020 graduate of CUNY SPS, having obtained my Bachelor of Arts in Sociology. While New York will always hold a special place in my heart, I now call America's Paradise, also known as the U.S. Virgin Islands, home. With an average temperature of 82 degrees year-round, it's really not a bad place to live. Tonight, we have the pleasure of hearing from our dynamic presenter, Harmony Olayiwola. Before we begin, just a few housekeeping notes to help us make the most of our time together. So this session is being recorded and will be available on the CUNY SPS website once the conference concludes. So feel free to revisit the content or share it with others. To maintain a smooth experience for everyone, please keep your microphones muted to avoid any disruptions during the presentation. Closed captions have been enabled for accessibility, and whether your camera is on or off, we kindly ask that you remain mentally present and fully engaged throughout the session. Remember, this is a learning environment, and we truly value your input. So don't hesitate to share your thoughts, questions, or experiences in the chat. We're all here to grow and learn from one another. And Harmony will be answering your questions at the end of her presentation. So don't hesitate to put them in the chat. And finally, we do have a raffle for this conference, so stay tuned. Details on how to enter will be shared at the end of the session. With that being said, it's my pleasure to introduce this evening's presenter for Beyond Traditional Learning, Leveraging AI to Advance Inclusive Education for Students with Disabilities and Marginalized Communities. Harmony Olayiwola is both a student and educator dedicated to inclusive education. With 19 years of experience in graphic design and love for teaching, she encourages creativity and design excellence in her students. She holds associate degrees in early childhood education and mass communication, and is currently pursuing a bachelor's degree in disability studies at CUNY SPS. Harmony works as a resource worker at BMCC, supporting students with diverse needs. She is passionate about advocacy and community service, volunteering with the NYC Alliance for Sexual Assault, participating in CUNY SPS's dual leadership and change warrior programs, and staying active in her local church. She also serves as an officer in Alpha Kappa Delta Pi, supporting lifelong learning for students and educators. In her free time, she enjoys helping others, writing, singing, and playing. Harmony, the floor is now yours.
Thank you so much, Diana, for the introduction. Oh my God, you got me laughing. Thank you so much. And then good evening, everyone. If you can see my screen, so you could give me a thumbs up or just let me know. So please, you could put your name in the chat, the reason you are here, and one fun fact about yourself, please. Thank you. As you can see, this proposal is about how AI can actually benefit every student and how we could actually leverage AI to advance students' learning, especially students with disabilities. The agenda for today, while I'll be reading this agenda, please, I would like you to put your name in the chat if you're just joining us. One thing about you and the reason why you are also here. The introduction, we're going to be looking at, of course, right now we're doing the welcoming. So we're also going to be looking at the purpose of this presentation, which is to advance learning. Secondly, is to look at the importance of accessibility. Why does accessibility actually matters? And some of the challenges that students do face. We're also going to explore the ADA, why it's important to us, and also why it's actually important, not just to us as a person, but also to people and to individuals that have disability.
Harmony, we can't
Yeah.
see the screen, your presentation.
Oh, you can see the presentation? Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Okay. Let me try sharing one more time. How about now? Can you see it?
Yes, we can see the presentation now.
Not yet?
We can see it.
No, we can see it.
It's visible now.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, thank you. And four, we'll be looking at some of the practices and best way we could utilize some tools. Also, the objective of this, yeah, you can put your name in the chat and then fun facting about it. Also, we'll be looking at some of the objectives of this proposal. The number one objective is to increase awareness about how AI can benefit every student, like I said, and also how it could actually be used equitably in the education context. We're also gonna share our thoughts or ideas on how ADA, how you've experienced it one way or the other, and do you actually think it's inclusive enough? We're gonna utilize Brightspace. Brightspace is the tool that we use for CUNY SPS. And also we're gonna explore how to enhance some content for accessibility. If I'm going too fast, please let me know. I know sometimes I get anxiety, please. So in case you see me like trying to like rush, probably my anxiety is kicking in. So just like, okay. Also to improve multimedia accessibility and then to promote continuous improvement. So now, here's a fun fact. But before that, let me go into the chat. What do we have? Okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. I see some familiar faces there. So now I need a volunteer, please. You could write in the chat or you could just, even if it's just one person, if you want to say something, please, you could use the buttons, you could raise your hands. If AI could help you with one thing, like a daily task, it could be a small task or a big task. I need to hear for somebody, please. If you want to volunteer yourself, just unmute. Thank you.
Right,
For
I would
me,
use AI. I would use AI to write an email or help me find like a suggestion or an idea, like go to a restaurant or something.
oh my, that's so funny. And that's also very thoughtful. So if I'm to use AI, actually, I'm not thinking too far. It's about the laundry. I wish AI could actually do laundry for me. I know how that feels. Thank you so much for sharing. So next on our slideshow, it's now we're gonna delve into what actually this is about. Does anybody, if you think you have an idea about AI or you've experienced some form of, things about AI, you could please put in the chat and I'm gonna see all that. So I want us to think of AI about how does it make a difference? What exactly is AI? I remember in the 90s, I was so much young when the internet was first introduced. There were a lot of doubt, a lot of inconsistency, a lot of misinformation about internet. It wasn't really accepted. There were a lot of trend that was going on. So I want us to think of AI actually as the new internet of our modern time right now. So that is how I feel about AI. So when you think of AI, AI is not here to take anybody's job, although I know there's a lot of surrounding, there is a lot of thoughts, there's a lot of ideas regarding AI. But when you think of AI, what exactly comes to mind? With AI, you could be creative as you want. With AI, your mind can be blown. AI is just like the internet, like I said, and it's going through similar phase, the similar journey we had when the internet was first introduced. We worried about job, we worried about how it's gonna be misused. Of course, I have doubts about some privacy issues also. So when we think of AI, that it has actually come and have the kind of potential to increase inclusion, especially in the education, when it's being used responsibly. That is how I want us to think about it. I know you may have other ideas, and that is so valid. You could put that in the chat. The reason of this proposal is to talk about how AI could actually benefit students with disabilities and those that are actually also marginalized. And I try to like narrow it down, especially to education context, and also we'll be exploring the CUNY bright space, how accessible it is enough for students with disability. Because I know AI is broad, education is broad, so I try to like narrow it down. Even though AI is constantly used in communication in our workplace, we're gonna see how that also works. This is a chart that talks about the population of disabled students, or yes, I mean the disabled population in the United Kingdom. They are about 12%. And then we have just about 3.6% of students disabled and reported in the higher education since 1996. This is just to tell us that sometimes individuals with disabilities could actually be underreported, even though this graph does not specifically say that it is due to the inaccessible um, content of the education. That is why we have this kind of disparity, or we have this kind of margin between able bodies and disabled bodies. According to this chart also, especially in the United States, we have working age disabled population of about 18%. And then we have students with disability in higher education about 11.0. What does this mean? When you look at the chart by my right-hand side, the two green by my right-hand side, you can see that the disabled students' rate of graduation is lowered when compared to the able bodies or when compared to the non-disabled bodies. We have 49.5 for the disabled bodies, the rate of graduation, while we have about 68.5. Here is also another graph. I actually did two graphs for those that would like to comprehend, or for those that would like to read afterwards. You could also make use of this one. And now, why accessibility? Why does it matter? I need somebody to volunteer or probably share. What have you experienced with accessibility in the education context? What exactly, what comes to mind? I'm not gonna do this alone. I need you guys to volunteer yourself right now. You can raise your hand if you want to speak. Thank you.
If a student has hearing issues, maybe they could have the class transcripted, like some type of subtitles for the when they're speaking. Um, just maybe
Right.
provide visual aids if they have like a different method, a better way of learning or memory. Maybe they have some type of visual disability, learning disability, maybe this something like that.
Yes, I appreciate you sharing. Yes, when you think of accessibility, it gives an opportunity to be able to actually get into something, or probably to be able to reach something, just like you said. So now we're gonna be experimenting on did I just stop sharing?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's my system. Whenever I stop sharing the let me go back.
Well, in the meanwhile, we do have a couple responses in the chat.
Okay, thank you. Let's see what we have.
All right, so Miguel Ramirez said independence and autonomy. Denise Della Porta, pulling out key concepts.
Thank you.
KXL, access to opportunity and resources. Denise again said note-taking for lectures. Nadine Daly said inclusion.
Yes, this definitely, yeah, thank you so much. This definitely shows that we have a pre-knowledge of what this means. We are much more aware of AI, and in some form of way, we do use AI in our daily lives. For instance, I use AI a lot. I use it for organizing because sometimes I could have a very busy schedule. So I do use AI. So Why are we frowning at AI to be incorporated or to be integrated into our learnings? So now I have an activity here. Please, can I get a volunteer, please, to read what is on my screen? Are you ready? Do I have somebody? I'll give you some time, but not too much time. Yeah. Can you unmute yourself and read, please?
On our screen, Harmony, I think we need to change the color of the font. Something happened. It's not visible. You can't see it.
You can see that, right? Okay.
No.
I think
How
you
about
deleted,
okay?
you
All right,
deleted the
thank
thing.
you. Yeah, okay. Thank you. How about now?
Or just, can you just make it black so everyone can see it clearly?
I can read it now. Oh,
Thank you so much, Diana. That is that is exactly where I'm driving at. When you think of accessibility as your life depends on it, then you should know why AI is so much important to the people that are disabled. We just saw how we struggled, and how does that make you feel? Think about how you have the skill, the ability to do. But for some reason, you're just limited, not because you don't have the will, but just because there is some kind of gap. And this is what we're talking about, and this is what AI can actually do. Thank you so much for that. So we're gonna go on to the next activity that we have. Can I also get a volunteer, please, to read some of the facts and some of the myths about people or individuals with disabilities?
Can I read?
Okay, I got it.
Oh, he got
Yes,
it.
yeah, yeah. You could go ahead. The first one, please.
All
Do
students with
all students,
disabilities.
go ahead, please. I can't hear you.
Whoever started reading, you can go ahead and continue.
All students with
Oh, no,
disabilities
go ahead. I'm
request
sorry.
accommodations.
So now, yeah, I don't know if you know the answer. Is it a fact or a myth? Do all students with disability request accommodation? Does somebody want to answer? Okay, if you think it's a fact or a myth, you could put in the chat so that we could go faster. So this is actually, yeah. If you want to answer, you could go ahead. You want to go, you want to say something? Okay. So not all students with disability do request accommodations. While some students do identify as being disabled, some do not. So the next question that we have is B. Using headings H1, H2, H3s helps screen readers navigate content. I don't know if you know what headings means in the first place. Headings is usually used to help, especially individuals that are low vision or impaired. It helps them to actually read. So using headings H1 or H2 helps readers navigate content, yes, is a fact. And PDF files are always accessible. Is this a fact or a myth? This is another myth. Not all PDF files. So sometimes when professor posts some content on the Blackboard or on the Brightspace, not necessarily because it's PDF is accessible. So it is very, very important to ensure that most of the materials that are actually being posted is actually accessible. Thank you so much for sharing. So we're gonna go to the next one, please. But if there are any ideas or thoughts or any facts on me that you think you know about individuals with disabilities, please you could put in the chat or those that are marginalized. Thank you. So now we're going to be talking about why is accessibility and what does it mean to you? Majority of us have think about it, and we've also demonstrated what this actually means to us, right? Then the next page is AI, the importance of accessibility. According to the American with Disability Act, it is very, very important to ensure that schools make space, not just space, they make also digital resources available for every student with any form of needs or disability, including accessible routes, even websites, industries, and materials. So this is why we are talking about accessibility. It's not just because, oh, let me just do it because some people feel entitled. We are doing it because lives depend on this. So that's one of the reasons we need to understand the reason why when we talk about accessibility, it's not that we're trying to do people favor, but we're trying to go beyond just belonging. But it's just because, you know, we just need to understand that, okay, this is not just about feeling sense of belonging. This is about, oh, identify some of the disparities and how can I help? What can we do? The next slide that we have is talking about some of the documents and some of the materials, readings, even graph. If you know that at some point you actually experience some kind of graph, I'm trying to be sensitive here because we may have some students with some form of disabilities right here. There are times that you could have a particular image on your learning space and you're trying to comprehend what does this mean? What does this image actually saying? Especially for those that are low visioned or or that are blind. So having a graph is not just enough. Including some form of descriptions helps to better understand. And I know we are still in the age of AI that we're still learning. And this could be a lot of work, I understand. But with the help of AI, I'm telling you, it's gonna go faster. Also, when we talk about some audios and videos, I don't know if you've experienced um, um, how professor we just, you probably have a lecture you're supposed to listen to, and then you're probably supposed to also click on because sometimes I know they do give options either to retest or to watch the video or probably to click on another link that will lead you to another website and you're just struggling. You saw a particular, especially for somebody that is also deaf, you're watching a video and that video there's no transcripts. How can I comprehend? I understand at the same time, these are things AI can actually help us with. These are things AI can actually do. So we're going to be exploring Brightspace. This is not to call out anybody. This is not to call out professors. Neither is this to call out a particular content. This is just to learn ways out to which we can be a good ally or out to which we can identify some of the differences that makes us unique. And this doesn't just apply to Brightspace only, because we do have some learning platforms also that are not actually as accessible as it's supposed to be. So we're going to be exploring a particular um, content that we have. Sorry. Let's look at this one. So I have this on the blackboard, and I'm just going to assume that for most of the time, I like to as an immigrant, sometimes I feel like, okay, I just need to learn at my own pace. Sometimes listening to a lecture could actually go so fast for me that I just needed to listen to it again. And sometimes maybe I'm low visioned So how can I make this accessible? Although it says PDF, let's see how PDF this file could actually be. Already, this content made it all the way to the Brightspace. That means this content has probably, I want to use the word probably, passed the inbuilt tool for accessibility checker at Brightspace. Or I don't want to say whether it was checked or it's not checked, because I don't want to be too certain, because I actually don't know what happened there. But I have an alternative format that we could also use on Brightspace. Can somebody please volunteer which of these tools you would like to explore? Is it the audio or, okay, for the sake of time, let me just choose the audio. Thank you. And then it's download right away. So let's assume you probably want to use another translation. You could just come here, you click, you choose. I'm Nigerian, definitely. There's no way I could find that here. Okay, let's try some Spanish. Espanol. And then you say, okay. I feel like I can't see it. Something is blocking my vision right here. Okay, download. Then I go into my download.
Harmony, are we supposed to be seeing what you're doing right now, or are we waiting?
No, yeah, we're doing it. Yeah, we just went to the Brightspace.
Because
So
we
for
can't see
student,
it.
yeah. So we just went into the Brightspace, and what we saw right there is this PDF document that has already, for any document to be posted there, that means that document has been, has already passed the accessibility checker. So now we want to use some of the alternative formats in here, and let's see. So we
Harmony,
just done,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. Can you share that part of your screen? We're still on the PowerPoint.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah. So let me just click on. How about now? Can you see my screen now?
No, we still see the slides, the PowerPoint slides.
Okay. How about now?
There you go.
Okay. Yeah. I'm so sorry, I didn't know that. So we just, so this is my Brightspace. So this is a particular document that says PDF. And for this PDF to make it, that means it has passed the accessibility inbuilt checker. So all I did was just to scroll all the way down. Should, in case you're not familiar with this tool, just go all the way down. You click on this one, then it's gonna ask you, how do you want, what kind of alternative formats do you want? And I already clicked on this one, which is the translated version. All you need to do is just to click, and then the next one is the audio. So let's see how accessible this is actually is. You can see my screen yet? Okay. So now I just downloaded the Spanish version of that particular. If you cannot see that, please just let me know so that I could share. Looks like I have to share every individual tab that I have. I wish I could share, like, share the screen, share all.
I'm sorry, I was muted. We can't see it, but yeah.
Oh, okay, what about now?
Yes.
Yeah, so now this is the Spanish version of this particular document. So definitely we could see that this particular document is there is a limitation right here. This particular document, this is not the same with this one. Okay. I don't know if you see my bright space. Can you see my bright space?
No, you have to switch back to bright space.
I have to switch back to bright space, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Next time I think I know what's better. I'm just gonna get them ready. So this is my bright space.
Okay.
This is the document. This is how it's supposed to be. So we go all the way down. Now I'm gonna share uh, what it looks like when you try using another version or when you try downloading, and this is what we see. And definitely there's no way I could actually understand what this is talking about by the time I start using it. So if I want to switch to Arabic, you could also do that as well. I don't want to spend too much time on this particular one. So let me just go back to Brightspace right here. Then share. Here is my discussion board. For me to be able to post anything, let's assume, let's see how AI could actually work. Maybe I should just come right here. And then you just decide to like, I'm gonna edit this file. This is a document that I already pasted on the Brightspace. How do I know that this kind of content is actually accessible for students with disability? I'm supposed to click on this button right here. And what do you see? It says error. Yes, it is error. But for some reason, this kind of documents still go through. But with the use of AI that automatically checks, we definitely flag documents that are not accessible for students. So now I could just ignore this if I don't want to do nothing. I could just say ignore. Exactly, that was what I did. I actually tried using it, so I could just, and that's it. But if we have AI integrated into the Brightspace, what it does is gonna be, okay, this kind of image that you have in Harmony, how would you like to describe it? When we have like an AI in form of Google Voice, we could say, hey, Brightspace, this image is designed for somebody that is low visioned. Because when we actually talk about personalized learning, this image is for somebody or an individual that is low visioned, and I would like to describe it's work just like that. But because we have limited time to demonstrate this, but I'm just gonna be showing you how powerful AI is actually is. And even if it's somebody that is auditory learner, you could also customize this kind of learning into meeting the needs of that student. So now I'm gonna be going back to my presentations. Can you see my screen now, Diana, please?
Yes, we can.
Okay. All right, thank you. Yeah, so how can AI help? These are some of the existing tools already. We have the Speechify, we have the Smart Odds, we have the caption. These are tools that could actually help us. These are tools that could actually make, I'm not saying AI is the messiah. Of course, I'm still working on AI, but I'm just trying to say that AI can actually be used to the fullest potential to be able to identify some errors instead of the professors or instead of faculty members having to manually check documents for accessibility. using AI is the best thing. The way Brightspace inbuilt checker is being designed, it only grabs code, it only checks code. It doesn't really verify the accuracy or the tone of the information that is being posted on it. It does not do that. But with AI, we could actually achieve that. So that is what makes the difference actually. Sorry. Let's go to the next. So these are also some of the tools that we already have. Oh, I probably covered this twice. So now when we talk about the roles, what can you think of? What are the roles? What exactly can professors actually do? There is no way they could actually do this alone. We could both do this together. When we have a kind of relationship that is inclusive between the students and professors and faculties member and staff, there is no way you can make an implementation of how AI can be best used to students without having a conversation with students with disabilities. When professors, when faculty members, admins are trained on how to actually use it, when AI that is going to make your life easy and better and faster, it's there. Why are we worried about the use of AI? If we use AI in doing some organizings, then what exactly do we fear? We're going to be watching a video right here. I hope you still see my screen. So let me just copy the link. So why this TED Talk do not actually directly related to the context in which I would have loved to, but there is something we could learn and there's something we could actually integrate into the learning platform that we have. We're just gonna watch the beginning, right? Can you see my screen? Then, if yes or no, let me
We don't see
quickly.
the video. We're still on the slide.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. Let's switch. Okay.
Or maybe you can try activating screen sharing.
Yeah, I was gonna, find that. Okay. Yeah, maybe I should do that right now. Let me see, because I want to go back and forth. Oh, okay, I see. Who can see? Okay. All participants. Does that work? Yeah. How about now?
Okay, so
Can you see?
we're on YouTube. Is that YouTube? Yeah.
You could see? All
Mhm.
right, okay. And can you hear? It's not talking.
We cannot, well, it's not playing.
It's not playing?
Seems to be buffering. Press play, let's see.
It's not playing?
No,
Uh, okay. Okay, so that is oh no. How about now? It's still the same, it's not playing?
is anyone else
Okay.
in the session seeing it? I'm seeing the
No,
video, but I'm not hearing anything.
No, it looks like it's
Okay.
buffering.
Yeah, it's buffering.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. Oh no.
Probably Zoom takes
Okay.
all the traffic.
it's playing now.
All right, it's playing now, but no sound.
No, yeah, it's playing.
It's playing now, no sound?
It was playing.
Okay.
That's right. Try and share your audio when you go into the share function.
Yeah. Yeah, this is what I see. You see my screen? Where it says share to all participants? Share audio. Oh no. Can you see my screen, Diana?
I see your screen.
mean-
Well, I'm still on YouTube, so I can't see what you're working on. I can't see your Zoom
Oh,
dashboard.
yeah, sure. Okay, so for the sake of time. Oh, no. Show me the remote right here. Okay.
And millions of other deaf people worldwide when we don't have an interpreter and we need to order a coffee, check into a hotel.
How about now?
Perfect. Perfect. Well, it was perfect. Perfect.
Adam, wait.
Okay.
They need an interpreter. Now I'm ready. Go ahead. Oh, you guys need an interpreter. Thank you for briefly experiencing what it's like for me and millions of other deaf people worldwide when we don't have an
Okay. I think it might be network issues.
interpreter and we need to order a coffee, check into a hotel, or complete other daily tasks. What I was trying to share with you was a frustrating experience that my wife and I recently had. My wife is also deaf, and we took our daughter to a doctor's appointment. When we arrived, I'd asked for either an on-site or a virtual interpreter. Unfortunately, they told me neither were available. So I had to write back and forth with the receptionist at the front desk. To make matters worse, when the doctor came into the room, he said, "Oh, it's all right. We'll just have your daughter interpret for you." So could you imagine going to the doctor's appointment and being told by the doctor that your 7-year-old is going to relay the information to you? This was just one example of the two different worlds that I navigate. In my personal life, I raise my kids, I manage rental properties, I flip buildings, and I'm working on a coffee roastery. In this world, I interact with hearing individuals every day. Teachers, lawyers, real estate agents, contractors. Yet still to this day,
Hi, Dana. I'm just gonna forward this video. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just
Okay.
gonna forward this video a
I
little
have
bit.
to rely on a smartphone to
Yeah.
text.
But I'm glad that you're able to like listen to the first part of it. So I'm just gonna forward it a little bit more to how this software can actually
Accessibility.
help in a classroom.
So I'd like to show you an alpha version of this in action. And I want to show you how this could have changed my interaction at the doctor appointment, had this been available. I'd like to invite Hasiba on stage. She's going to pretend to be our...
Can you see?
Yes.
Oh, it's laggy. Can you see?
We can see the video.
receptionist at the doctor's office. What you're going to see on screen is a bidirectional
Mhm. Get my network. Okay. It's still the same, right? It's laggy. Okay. Buffering. Okay. Let me just stop sharing. I wish. Hi, Diana. So I could stop sharing. It's still the same thing, right?
Did you stop sharing YouTube?
Huh? Oh, is it playing?
No, it's not playing.
Yeah, it's not playing. I guess the Wi-Fi is. Yeah.
Are you able to are you able to provide a summary of what the video was?
Yes, yes, yes. So that's just what that's what I'm gonna do now, since the video is not playing. So let me stop sharing this part. Okay, since I already have it.
Directional conversation where the software will translate my sign into the blue text and Hasiba's spoken English will be in gray.
Okay.
Hi, how's it going?
Okay. I'm just gonna summarize what this means. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not really sure with it. That's okay. You could see my slide now, right?
No, you're in bright space, so you need to switch back to PowerPoint.
Okay. Even when I clicked on enable though. Okay, so I will now. You can see, right?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. Yeah, I wish, but it is what it is. So now this kind of software actually, so you can imagine me having a professor that is hard hearing, like this one, and then we have a software in the classroom that actually interprets what my professor is saying. This software actually interprets science language, and I could actually see what it's saying. And whatever I say orally, it could actually see, and we just communicating. So you can imagine how having this kind of software, having this kind of AI integrated into our learning platforms, into our classrooms. What are we talking about? AI can do the unthinkable. So I want us to just like kind of reimagining what AI can actually do. It's actually closing gaps. And the same approach like we have, most especially in the college, can also be used or can also be implemented under early childhood education also. Having a kind of software, not necessarily having a kind of special room to really indicate that you are really, really special. No, we could actually have a software that breached some of this communication barrier. We could actually have a software and we could all actually interact together in the classroom. So that was the purpose of that kind of software that I have. I mean, that we would have experienced here, but unfortunately, my network wasn't having it, but it's okay. So here are some of the ongoing discussion. I would like to hear from people. What are your thoughts? Like, what do you think? What are some of the ideas that you have in mind? How can we actually, you know, achieve this? Of course, we have to partner. We have to collaborate with software builders and also policy. How can it benefit us? How can it benefit all? When we establish pilot programs in school to refine AI applications is a very great tool. I have the link attached to this PowerPoint, but some of the benefits of the AI is also to help like testing, like It actually also helps identifying some potential problems that students and faculty members may encounter. It also have like an holistic approach and a very um approach that kind of gather feedback also from users, from stakeholders. It makes informed decisions. So using AI is not something bad. It actually helps in scaling up and also bringing new initiative into our educational system. Now, as I go on to the next point, what are some of how can we be a good ally? You could unmute yourself if you want to. How can we actually be a good ally? And I'm just gonna write it down. I'm probably gonna type it. I want us to think of AI. By embracing AI technologies, both educators, both students can transform the traditional way of learning. The traditional way of learning environment can actually be more inclusive. That is what I'm proposing for every diverse learner. So this session is not to call out. It's just to be able to identify and to be able to recognize some of those barriers that we probably overlook. You can imagine, this kind of session whereby the CUNY SPS or the CUNY community as a whole get to lead or get to charge in advancing educational and equity through through culturally responsive learning and also through responsible and innovative AI, like we already have in existence. If we use AI in our lives. So why are we talking about not wanting to incorporate? I understand you're probably thinking, what about the budget? I know, I don't know how much it costs. We could have AI also. We could exploit co-pilot to tell us what is it gonna cost us. So think about the challenges, think about the benefits it's gonna bring, think about the missing alternatives, think about the complex situation we have. I also did an interview from 8 students across CUNY and 2 in my neighborhood. Here are some of the interviews. I intentionally did not put it on the slide. If you can see my screen, or I have to like share it, can let me click on share. I think I have to do that all the time. So these are the interviews from students and from parents also. So at this point, I'm gonna stop sharing. And if we have any questions, any additions, let me share my slide because our time is running.
We do have a few comments in the chat. Christopher Almeida said it would be great if AI could assist nonverbal children with some sort of assistive communication device. And
Right.
Alyssa said AI can be more inclusive in the classrooms as well. With Blackboard Brightspace, it should be more inclusive to people who speak other languages.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I know I took most of your time. I just want to say thank you. I just wanted to have you rethink about AI. So I have some resources here below. If you want the slide, we're gonna make the slide available to you. If you want, you could just indicate, then I'll make it available to you. Thank you. Thank you, Diana.
Thank you, Harmony. I know that technology was not cooperating with us tonight, but thank you so much for an awesome presentation. So I'm going to just do a short recap. Okay, so we had a great conversation tonight with Harmony. We talked about the importance of accessibility in that it promotes equal learning opportunities for all students. We spoke about including transcripts for lectures and audio recordings, having text descriptions for images, graphs, and videos. And we learned about some of the reasons accessibility checkers might miss things, and because this is primarily due to the focus on codes, not content. We talked about some existing tools, including voice assistants, speech-to-text AI. We also talked about ways that faculty can ensure accessibility, and this can be done through policy development, teacher training, and community engagement. We talked about the application of AI in the education sector, which involves partnerships and collaborations between educators, policymakers, AI developers, and disability advocates. And we discussed ways of becoming a good ally. I think that pretty much covers most of it, right, Harmony?
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much. I wish we have more time, but I know we don't have more time. I would have loved to actually hear from people. What do they think? What other ideas? You know, yeah. Is it possible to hear from like two people?
Yeah, just two.
Okay, yeah, just two, please. Yeah, please, if you want to unmute yourself, please, we'd like to hear from you. What are some of your thoughts?
I'm not sure, Ola Fim, I don't want to massacre your name. I'll just call you Ola. Go ahead.
Is there a way you could like wear the device that was shown in the video? What if it was like a smart wearable that you could wear? So not only can you interact with like office buildings and things like that, but like anybody you see, anybody you want to talk to, any of your friends, you could have it as like a smart wearable, and then you could like do it. Is there a way like that could be put in the market or something like that?
Well, I'm not understanding what you're saying, Ola, but if I think I hear you correctly, I think what you're saying is about if it's possible to kind of applications, like probably on your phone, on your devices while you're walking around, or probably you meet somebody of various needs or diverse needs, and they could just like, you know, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I was saying that the same thing that was shown in the video, the device, if it was like made as
Yeah,
as a smart thing that you could be on like a watch or your phone or a tablet, and you
yes,
could use it
yes,
anywhere.
it's actually possible, but and again, it's about budget, it's about money. It has to be planned for. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, it's actually possible. There's nothing impossible. Thank you.
All right. Well, okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for that question. All right. So thank you again, Harmony. Before we wrap up, I just want to share that CUNY SPS is hosting a special raffle for participants who complete a short post survey following the workshop. The more sessions you attend, the greater your chances of winning prizes. Prizes include exclusive student leadership conference swag like a stylish tote bag and a reusable water bottle, as well as gift cards. CUNY SPS students are eligible to win both swag and gift cards, while alumni, faculty, staff, and CUNY students from other campuses are eligible to win swag items only. Keep an eye on your inbox for the survey link. We'd love to hear your feedback. Your input helps us improve and bring you even better experiences in the future. Thank you again to our amazing presenter, Harmony Olayiwola, and to everyone who attended tonight's session. Our next
Thank
session
you.
will be Artificial Intelligence in Language Services, an opportunity or a threat. This takes place on Wednesday, April 9th, 2025 at 12 o'clock p.m. Thank you everyone for joining. We apologize for the technical challenges and have a very good night.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye everyone. Bye Harmony.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay.